Trouble comes in twos. Welcome to MsMojo, and today we'll be counting down our picks for the top 10 lovers on the run movie couples.
That's why I'm easy.
Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos. For this list, we're looking at the most iconic couples who took audiences on a wild and dangerous ride. The film's overall quality is somewhat important, but the focus is on the characters themselves.
Can you French kiss?
I think so. Is there any secret to it?
The tongues touch each other.
Okay, let's try it.
Number 10, Mickey and Mallory Knox, Natural Born Killers.
Lie on my bed, go over every day, every minute of our happiness. I take it all as it comes, and I live that day again.
With a story by Quentin Tarantino, but heavily altered by the director Oliver Stone, this black comedy satirizes the media's glorification of crime and violence, as the mass-murdering lovers are elevated to the status of rock stars. Opening with an incredibly disturbing massacre in a diner, Mickey and Mallory are controversial due to being almost treated as heroes, with the deranged couple setting out to liberate America from the villainous media. Admittedly, a killing spree might not have been the best way to go about things.
But the truth is, it was fate.
Ah, yes, fate it was.
Number 9. Herbert I and Edwina McDunnough, Raising Arizona. Leave it to the Coen brothers to produce one of the funniest lovers on the run films of all time.
I do.
You bet I do.
Okay, then.
Hailing from different walks of life, a goofy but charming robber named Herbert proposes and marries Edwina, a police officer who used to take the criminals' mugshots. Unable to have or adopt a child, the energetic couple opts to borrow one from a wealthy furniture tycoon. But Herbert's past associates quickly start making life difficult for Hi and Ed.
And we followed that
You
to...
mean you busted out of jail?
No, ma'am. We released ourselves on our own recognizance.
What Evel here is trying to say is that we felt the institution no longer had anything to offer us.
Nicolas Cage and Holly Hunter deliver highly entertaining performances as the central lovers, while Raising Arizona is bolstered by the Coen brothers' trademark black humor.
I love him so much.
I know you do, honey.
I love him so much.
Number 8. Sailor Ripley and Lula Pace Fortune, Wild at Heart. Despite being one of David Lynch's tamer productions, the director's over-the-top neo-noir comedy is comfortably among the subgenre's weirdest entries.
Hey, my snakeskin jacket! Thanks, baby! Did I ever tell you that this here jacket represents a symbol of my individuality and my belief in personal freedom?
About 50,000 times.
Somewhat similar to the tone of Twin Peaks, Sailor and Lula are two lovers who simply want to listen to speed metal, sing Elvis Presley songs, and occasionally rob a store or two. Sadly, Lula's mother loathes Sailor and puts out a hit on the suave lover. Packed with violent outbursts and overwhelmingly cruel characters, Lula and Sailor's idealized romance is the only light in an otherwise pitch-black world.
Baby, you better run me back to the hotel. You got me hotter than Georgia asphalt.
Say no more, but go easy on me, sweetheart. Tomorrow we got a lot of driving to do.
Number 7. Laurie Starr and Bart Tare, Gun Crazy.
Bart, I want things, a lot of things, big things. I don't want to be afraid of life or anything else. I want a guy with spirit and guts.
Most lovers on the run stories revolve around a bad boy luring the girl next door to a life of crime. However, some films flip the cliche on its head. An oldie but goodie, Gun Crazy features a quintessential femme fatale in Laurie Starr, a circus sharpshooter with a passion for blood and mayhem.
I told you I was no good. I didn't kid you, did I? Well, now you know. But I've been kicked around all my life. And from now on, I'm going to stop kicking back.
As the trigger-happy woman's partner in crime and husband, Bart frequently attempts to be the voice of reason. But Laurie is a force of nature who cannot be tamed. Gun Crazy's couple might bring out the worst in each other, but they sure are fun to watch. Number 6. Robert Bob Hughes and Dianne, Drugstore Cowboy. A cult classic with a fantastic cast and an even better director, Gus Van Sant's drug-filled road trip incorporates the best elements of the subgenre into a thrilling but fatalistic package.
Well, right now, baby, I'm so hot, I'm burning up all over.
All right, Buster. You're so goddamn hot. And why don't you lay me down in the bed right now and make love to me?
Oh, come on.
Married and leading a gang of addicts who rob pharmacies and hospitals, Bob and Diane's intense but fleeting romance is thinly held together by drugs. And Drugstore Cowboy knows better than to glamorize its central couple.
Dianne was my wife. I loved her. Man, and she loved dope. So we made a good couple.
Tragic, but often laugh-out-loud funny, Drugstore Cowboy packs an unbelievable punch and shines an honest spotlight on Bob and Dianne. Number 5. Eddie Taylor and Joan Joe Graham, You Only Live Once. Oh yeah, the Love on the Run narrative has been part of cinema since before World War II. A classic Hollywood drama, You Only Live Once blends romanticism with fatalism and a touch of German expressionism, which comes as no surprise considering Fritz Lang was the director.
I told you I was a phony and a bad guy to get stuck on.
I didn't believe you until you walked into Stephen's office and asked him to defend you for robbery.
Wrongly convicted for murder and sentenced to death, Eddie escapes from prison and goes on the run with his pregnant wife. Intermittently sappy, but always charming. The couple's scenes radiate passion and love, but the cold hand of the law is never far behind.
Come on, we've got to get out of here. I'm never going to let them take you back, never. I don't care what you've done.
Number 4. Clarence Worley and Alabama Whitman, True Romance. Based on a script by Quentin Tarantino, Tony Scott's surprisingly romantic crime film features an in-love couple on the run from the police and the mafia.
I'm not lying to you, and I swear from this moment forth, I'll never lie to you again.
A call girl hired as a birthday present for Clarence, Alabama feels an instant connection to the Elvis fan, so the pair promptly get hitched and make a wild dash for Los Angeles.
By the way, have you seen your lovely little wife today?
Are you speaking of my beautiful, charming, sexy wife, Mrs. Alabama Whirly?
Why, are there any others, Mr. Worley?
No, none for me, no.
No.
Boasting one of cinema's more innocent couples, especially for this particular subgenre, True Romance is pure wish fulfillment, but there's no denying that Clarence and Alabama are the living embodiment of cool.
You and me, we can jump on any one of those planes out there and go anywhere we want. It gives me a whole new outlook. Love airports now.
Yeah, you ain't kidding. We got lights to start over. We should go somewhere where we can really start from scratch.
Number 3. Ferdinand Pierrot Griffon and Marianne Renoir, Pierrot le Fou, an art film created by one of cinema's masters. Jean-Luc Godard's influential project is usually mentioned due to its unique editing style, but the main couple is also really fascinating.
Et ensuite, on se trouvera un chouette hôtel chic et on régalera.
Vous voyez, elle pense qu'à rigoler.
À qui tu parles?
Spectateur.
Bored by the good life, Ferdinand abandons his family and goes on a wild, crime-filled romp through France with his ex-girlfriend, Marianne. Seeking excitement rather than money, Pierrot le Fou flip-flops between shocking criminal acts and Ferdinand discussing poetry or philosophy with Marianne. A toxic but freeing romance, Pierrot le Fou is revered as a classic for a reason.
Ma ligne te chante, ma ligne te chante. Dis-moi chérie, qu'est-ce que t'en penses?
Ce que j'en pense, quelle importance! Je suis fou de joie, tous les matins.
Number 2. Bonnie Parker and Clyde Barrow, Bonnie and Clyde. If there is a single couple known by everyone, Warren Beatty's Clyde and Faye Dunaway's Bonnie would be them.
Well, I'm Miss Bonnie Parker, and this here's Mr. Clyde Barrow. We rob banks.
Loosely based on the Barrow gang's exploits during the Great Depression, Bonnie and Clyde moves at a frantic pace and was a shocking film for its day. Despite the titular duo's many crimes, Clyde and Bonnie's youthful zest for life and willingness to challenge the status quo makes it impossible to not root for the lovers. Really, what has yet to be said about Arthur Penn's masterpiece? Bonnie and Clyde, the film and the couple, are legendary.
You want going down with it? How'd that be?
I'm going to work anyway.
You going to work, huh?
Yeah.
What kind of work you do?
None of your business.
Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions.
Who's your fella?
Why do you ask that?
I don't know, I was just asking.
Yeah, but why?
I don't know, it's none of my business. It's just most girls have a fella, that's all.
For a smile they can share the night. It goes on and on and on and on. Strangers waiting.
Not gonna mean anything if we don't make it together.
I don't think we can make it. I think if we ever get out of this dump, I'll just split.
Number 1. Kit Carruthers and Holly Sargis, Badlands. Murder never looked this beautiful or was so haunting.
I thought you loved me.
Boy, if I could sing a song like that.
You said you loved me.
If I could sing a song about the way I feel right now.
Together
it'd be a hit.
Forever.
Terrence Malick's debut flick, Badlands, shares many similarities with Bonnie and Clyde, but Kit and Holly's relationship is far more one-sided and unsettling.
We had our bad moments, like any couple. Kid accused me of only being along for the ride, while at times I wish he'd fall in the river and drown, so I could watch.
An impressionable and lonely 15-year-old, Holly is easy prey for the charming and far more experienced Kit, and the teenager becomes completely dependent on the older man. Nothing about their relationship suggests Kit genuinely cares about Holly, but the dude craves attention and is not above shedding blood to find it. Once the romance's initial high starts to fade, Kit and Holly's relationship becomes slightly terrifying.
What is wrong with you? Hey!
Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from MsMojo and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.